Welcome back to Next Level Sim Gaming, and in this episode we're going to be taking a look at ultra graphic modifications for American Truck Simulator, and also something really special later in the video in Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well, so make sure you hang around to check out that section. But to start things off, we are sat here en route from Colorado to Oakdale in California, and we've just pulled over at this rest stop here, this traditional American diner, and as you can see here we've got this incredible Pista 389, and this is unfortunately a paid modification, but it's an absolutely incredible truck with incredible detail, as you can see from the reflections even in the front bumper there as vehicles go past. But not the reason why we're sat here looking at the Pista 389. If we zoom in, and you'll see here that I have on the side of the truck this incredible Next Level Sim Gaming or Next Level Sim Trucking logo. It's been put onto this truck thanks to an amazing workshop modifier who's also known as Paul's Custom Skins. There's his channel logo in the corner just there, and also I'll leave a link to his video description in the comments so you can actually see that for yourself, or in the video description rather. And he has a number of guides. He can show you how to do this for yourself, not only on the Pista 389 but also on a number of SCS trucks, so you can pimp your truck and get your truck looking incredible. That is one of the most incredible things you can do actually in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2. You can completely customize your truck and make it your own. What we're going to do is just have a quick look around this, and you can see that we have the Rogers flatbed as well, which is also an incredible flatbed trailer, and we have on there the road roller. And without further ado, we're going to dive inside of a truck, and we're also going to mention as well the sponsor of the video, which is Toby, who make the incredible Toby eye tracker. And you can see here that I can simply look around the truck, all the way around, inside the truck, outside, and we can see absolutely everything in stunning detail, and we can even look up at the roof just there. And you've actually got the gear keeper, which is the actual CB radio hanging down there. The level of detail in this Pista 389 is just absolutely stunning, as you can see. Those Peterbilt floor mats look absolutely real, and everything is unbelievable. But what we're going to do, to start things off in this video, we're going to embark on a short journey, and we're just going to talk about ultimate graphic modifications. I'm going to start the truck, and as I start the truck, it is actually just starting to rain as well. So, just going to use the Toby eye tracker just to make sure the coast is clear. And there's nothing more immersion breaking in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 than using a keyboard or using buttons on your steering wheel to look around. It is the most immersion breaking experience I think you can get in any game. Now remember, the Toby eye tracker 5 doesn't just work in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2. It can also be used in a number of other titles, such as popular sim racing titles like Automobilista 2. It can be used in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hundreds of titles that this amazing piece of equipment can be used in. Also, the other thing as well, the Toby eye tracker is absolutely unique in the respect it has this amazing roll feature. If I roll my head, you can see that we are rolling around, and it's almost like a virtual reality type experience. You have complete motion. I also have the amazing gaze feature, so I can just simply look using my eyes, not even turning my head at all, and it will gaze, follow my eyes as well as following my head movements. Absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so we are doing something a bit different in this video. We're concentrating on non-paid modifications, but remember, obviously the Pista 389 is a paid modification, and with the Pista 389, don't even think about trying to download this from any websites. It's not going to work. This uses a system called ModGuard that actually protects the mod, and it requires you to basically have ModGuard installed, and it works using the purchase information from how you bought the truck originally to actually unlock the modification within ATS itself. So if you see it anywhere, it's not going to work, unfortunately. Or fortunately. So let's talk about graphical modifications. What we're going to do is just discuss, first of all, the most obvious one, the rain. There is a weather modification in both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is known as Realistic Brutal Graphics and Weather. This is not the weather modification we are using in this video. This one is far better. I can assure you it's far better. I am going to put it on screen so you can see it in the top corner, but we're going to discuss all modifications in use in a bit more detail when it comes to how to install them. Being NextLevelSimGaming, remember I like to make things really easy for you guys as well, and I've also included a link in the video description to both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2, and within that link it will take you to my Steam workshop page where you can actually just simply see the modifications I have in use, and you can simply just click on them and then subscribe to them, and it will automatically put them in your mod folder within the game. Not all modifications are from the Steam workshop, but we're going to talk about the ones that are and the ones that aren't as we drive along here. The other big modification that we have in use here that is absolutely fantastic is a new one, and it's called the Ultimate Graphics mod. Pretty simple, but what this does is it actually replaces what has been one of the most popular modifications in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 recently, which is Project Next Gen. Now, thanks to Andreas for making me aware of this. I have seen it before, but I wasn't aware of how good it actually is. What this does is it replaces the volumetric sky boxes in the game, so the actual sky weather effects. And to go outside the truck for a moment, you can see up there we've obviously got these amazing sky boxes. Now, sky boxes are essentially all the sky effects that you're getting, be it good weather, bad weather, whatever the weather conditions are. In addition to that, it also includes some upgrades to road surfaces as well, so it also improves the actual volumetrics entirely, such as the mountain surface textures, the road surface textures, and also you can see things like the walls as well just there. And those are the things that Project Next Gen actually does do, and does do well. But remember, the Ultimate Graphics mod, you're getting this completely free, which is an absolute bonus. Now, the other big modification that's doing the rounds at the moment is, as we know, Snowymoon temporal anti-aliasing modification that also includes the lighting improvements. And I was using that and have shown that in the previous video, and I've shown you how to install that in the previous video as well. If you haven't seen the previous video, I'll leave a link at the end of this video so you can check that out as well. But make sure you hang around because more is to come in this one.
Go straight.
So you can see again that we also have a bit of lightning going on in the top left hand corner just there. I'm not sure if you saw that. I'm going to go outside the truck again to make it a little bit better so you can see these sky effects, and you can see this incredible effect that's coming in here. I'm hoping we're going to see that lightning again in a moment so we can show you that in a bit more detail. But this Ultimate Graphics modification is as good as, and I'm probably even saying better in some respects than Project Next Gen. And in addition to that, we've obviously got then, you probably saw the lightning just there, which is absolutely incredible. In addition to that, we've also got the other factors which make ultimate realism. So you're probably going to be thinking it looks incredibly sharp, and we are using reshade in this example, but we are only using reshade, not the Snowymoon lighting improvements and not the Project Next Gen. But we are using Snowymoon, but we are using the free version of Snowymoon for the temporal anti-aliasing aspect of the game. Now, in case you don't know what temporal anti-aliasing is, it essentially smooths out any jagged edges. It makes the game really sharp, and it just improves the overall aesthetics of the game. So if you're looking for instance, at other vehicles, like if we zoom into that truck in front, you can see that there is no jagged edge to it. Everything is ultra smooth and looks ultra realistic, and absolutely fantastic, just like the vehicle just going past there. The other real benefit of using the Snowymoon TAA mod, which is free and available from his website, and I'll show you how to install that shortly, is that we also have the incredible motion blur that previously is only available on the paid Snowymoon mod, but it also is included within the temporal anti-aliasing mod. And the easiest way I can show you that is if we look at the lamp that we can see on the left hand side there, you'll see the motion blur coming off that lamp. And if I turn my head to the left and try not to crash the truck, you'll see also that the vehicles and everything that's moving past is just like in IRL, in real life. So basically, it's almost like a slight motion blur to everything going past, which is exactly how it would be in a real vehicle. I'm going to go outside the truck again just to show you these incredible skybox effects and volumetrics. And this just looks absolutely unbelievable and absolutely stunning. Now the actual settings I'm using are, I have quite a high-end PC, so I have to give a disclaimer at this point. To get these same effects, you may not achieve the same level of effects. You may have to drop the resolution scaling down and some other settings, but I'm using everything on Ultra. In this example, I have 300% scaling running. I'm also recording on the same PC, and I'm getting over 120 FPS in this. My PC specifications are coming up on screen now, so you can see those. But bear in mind that you may have to drop, for example, the actual scaling down to perhaps 200%, which is maybe a little bit more realistic for GPUs, maybe like a 4070 or a 4080 or something like that, depending on what you have. But the overall effect is absolutely incredible. And then it brings me nicely onto the other aspects as well. So the core game in American Truck Simulator, or Euro Truck Simulator 2, through licensing reasons, does not have real vehicles, apart from the trucks, which obviously are licensed. So effects such as the actual manufactured vehicles that you see in the game, as I'm going a little bit too fast around the corner there, in very wet conditions. The vehicles that you see are fictional in the actual core game normally, but in this example, and I'm hoping there's going to be some vehicles going past soon so I can show you an example of this, we are using a modification which is known as Jazzy Cat's AI Traffic. So this is a popular one again, and this is completely free, and again I'll show you how to install this. Now the Jazzy Cat's traffic pack includes actual real known vehicles. It'll be like BMW or Mercedes or Toyota, to name but a few. And it just makes the overall immersive experience far better. Now there are some other modifications that Jazzy Cat does do. So there are other packs available, such as military vehicles and other ones. You can also see the bus going past just there as well. So there are other modifications available from the Steam Workshop, and again all of these are linked in the video description so you can see those. Now as it's getting a bit brighter now, we're coming into a bit more sun. So as you can see, just going past there, if I zoom in on that, you can see that's a real BMW SUV. And we can see there that's a real Ford Transit, if I zoom in on that. So again, these are essentials to make the game ultra realistic, and we have a Chrysler PT there as well, people carrier. Absolute essentials, and they just make a world of difference to the game. Now the third one I have to mention as well is that the companies that you see in ATS and ETS2 are obviously fictional as well. In the game that we have here, so we're going past the billboard just there, and you can see that's advertising Walmart. In SCS's version of ATS as a standard game with no modifications, you will simply have fictional company names on the billboards. So the other modification that provides those is known as Real Company in Billboards, and that is also linked in the description and the Steam Workshop mods that we are using here. And that gives in another layer of realism in the respect that you will have real advertisements, advertising things like McDonald's, Burger King, food because it's America. And obviously then we also have the other element as well, which brings me nicely onto trucks. In SCS's base game, you will simply have fictional trucks, so you'll have trucks with advertisements on the back or freight that is not real, and hopefully we'll see something real going past in a moment. But we have things like Amazon, and we have real companies that we can deliver to and from. We have Ryder that's just going past there, which is obviously a real brand, and these are real vehicles that we can then do jobs for. There's also another one just going past here as well, which is an RV. Now this RV is a real company again. We have an RV hire firm. We also have Amazon Prime going past there as well. So We have the real vehicles, we have the real box vans as well, and again going back onto Paulie, he has an excellent AI traffic pack as well, which has box vans with these incredible company real names and everything on there as well. But also, in addition to all of these features, we can also do real jobs for the companies as well. So if we want to do a job and act on behalf of freight for these companies, we can pick up an Amazon delivery from an Amazon depot and we can deliver it somewhere. In the base game, that's just not possible. I have to step aside the truck again and just look at that incredible sunset on the right hand side, so you can see it's just completely immersive, absolutely incredible, and this is just simply what you do not get in the standard game. In a very short space of time we've been driving here, obviously the weather's progressively got worse and it's actually starting to become night time now, and you can see actually we're starting to get lightning effects now as well. But this is as near to a virtual reality experience that you can get, and I'm the expert on virtual reality in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2. I've done a number of guides for Pimax on both games, and I still prefer to play both games with the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 because we're not getting the same levels of graphical fidelity as well, and also I can have a cup of coffee and I don't spill it anywhere when I'm playing on the games using the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 as well. If we have a virtual reality headset on, of course it's a completely different experience. So what we're going to do now is going to move on to the guide section. We're going to show you how to get these installed, where they come from, what we're using here, and we're going to get your game looking just like this for absolute minimal cost, because it is January after all. So in this first example, we're going to be showing you how to install the Snowymoon temporal anti-aliasing modification that we discussed in the first section of the video there. You may be familiar with the lighting improvements modification, which is a paid mod, and I showed this in my previous video. This is £1 or $1 per month to subscribe to. However, we are not using that in this example. There is still a free version as of the time of making this video available on the Snowymoon website, which you can see here is free, and this is the temporal anti-aliasing modification. To download this, we simply click on this and we then scroll down to the current version. In this instance, it's version 10.2.32, and then we simply click on that. That will then download the file. So once we have the Snowymoon files downloaded, you can see here this appears in a zipped folder. We are using WinRAR, which is a free version of WinRAR, to extract this. Once it's extracted, you will see the files appearing within here, and there are two files named dxgi.dll and dinputs8.dll. Simply navigate over to the drive where you have the American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2 game installed. In this instance, it's on my C drive, and we will then be going to Program Files x86, and we then navigate to Steam, Steam Apps, and then to Common, and then we are going on to American Truck Simulator. We go to the bin file, WinX64. And you can see here I've already got these two files installed. However, what we need to do, if we don't, we need to simply drag those across and drop those in. It's asking me in this instance if I want to replace those files in the destination. I'm going to ignore that because I already have them installed, as you can see here. With those two files installed, head back into American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2 and press the N button on the keyboard. That will then bring up the Snowymoon IO temporal anti-aliasing menu, and you can then simply select temporal anti-aliasing. I recommend clarity. I recommend turning FXAA to off or disabled. Set the temporal anti-aliasing level to 1 and sharpness and sharpen edges to 4. Select motion blur enabled to give that nice motion blur effect I demonstrated within the gameplay section just there. Set the intensity to 8. Any further or any more than that will give a distorted look to any recordings or game sessions that you are having. I set the simple color preset to disabled, and then the brightness remains on 0, as you can see here. Once we are happy with that, we simply then press end again on the keyboard, and that will then hide the menu, and you can simply then resume your gameplay and have those lovely effects, as you can see in the distance there with a lovely motion blur effects in the background. Once we've selected the modifications that we would like from my Steam Workshop page links, you can either select from American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2. Those mods will then move to the mod organizer within either American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2. On the game homepage, there is a section called Mods. If you click on this This will then bring you into the Mod Manager screen. On the Mod Manager screen, any modifications that you have added in by subscribing to them will appear on this page here on the left hand side. Any modifications that we have that we want to add into the game, as you can see here, most of these are selected, but to choose one that is deselected at the moment, you'll see there is no green marker against this. Simply select it and press the arrow to move it across into active mods. Once we are happy that everything is correct in there, we would simply confirm changes and then move into the game. However, we're going to deselect that one just for one moment because that's a modification we currently don't have in use and don't need. The ones that we have discussed, however, so far, we have discussed the Ultimate Graphics modification, and we have also discussed the Better Raindrops. The Better Raindrops modifications, as you can see here, there are two. There is an add-on which sits above in load order, the Better Raindrops modification, the primary one which sits then below. These are two modifications in the Steam Workshop link that you need to select if you want to add this effect. The modifications all sit in a specific load order. I'm going to put the load order on screen now. I'm not going to go through all of these individually, but all modifications must be set in the correct order or they will not appear in the game or will not work correctly. The JazzyCat AI traffic pack is available only from an external website or external websites. There are sites such as Modland. In this instance, I'm showing you also ATSmods.lt, which I've obtained a number of modifications from and it's been fine. The thing you have to exercise caution with on these websites, they contain a number of pop-up adverts, and ensure that you are downloading the correct modification by simply hovering over the download link and looking in the bottom left-hand corner, and it will show you that you are actually downloading the correct modification. If you then scroll down and look through these after searching for JazzyCat, you will see that there is also a military cargo pack which contains military vehicles. There is also an overweight trailers and cargo pack as well, which contains large vehicles and cargoes that you can then haul around. Scrolling further down, the one we are interested in is the JazzyCat 16.6.5. As of the time of making this video, this is compatible with version 1.57. Scroll down and simply click on the download link. It will then download the file. Once you have downloaded the file, it will appear in a RAR format and it will appear as an SCS file. I would recommend, before going any further, to right click on the file and then go to show more options and then scan with Microsoft Defender. You can then see that the file was scanned successfully and it found 0 threats. It's always due diligence to do this to make sure that there are no issues with the file that you have downloaded before putting it into your game folder. All external modifications need to be physically added into our American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2 modification folder. To do this, simply click on File Explorer and then you will see down the left hand side we have a tab that is labelled as Documents. You then need to select either American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2. In this instance, we are adding this into our American Truck Simulator folder. Double click on this and you will see a folder that is labelled as Mod. Double click on Mod and you can see here that I have a number of modifications already installed in here. We then need to first of all verify that the file type is correct that we have downloaded. Right click on this and select Properties and you will see that the file type is labelled as an SCS file, which is the correct file type. Once we are happy with that, we then simply drag and drop that file into our mod folder. You can see here that we already have the JazzyCat traffic pack installed, so we don't need to do this again, but that is a process to manually add in modifications into our game. This time we're in Euro Truck Simulator 2 and this is the Nordic Horizons DLC. And the eagle-eyed of you may have noticed that we're not in a truck, we are in fact a Man's Lion coach. And this is not the official SCS coach DLC that we're all waiting for. Come on SCS, where is it? This is a Man's Lion coach you can get right here, right now by using the link in the video description. And I've also got to mention as well, I also have another friend who is an incredible workshop modifier, and his name is Mo Skinner, or that's what he's known as. And in the bottom corner, you'll see his icon for his Steam workshop page just there, and there are links to his workshop page in the video description. But Mo has kindly also made a section in my Discord channel, and once again there are links to my Discord channel in the video description where you can join and you can simply be hyperlinked directed to these incredible skins, so you can get this amazing Flixbus skin that you can see in all its glory on our incredible Man's Lion coach just here. Now you're probably going to be wondering, how do coaches actually work in Euro Truck Simulator 2? Because of course we're not picking up cargo, but what we can do is there's another modification that enables us to pick up passengers from point to point. We can actually do that as a journey or a mission in itself. So we've got some employees on board we've just picked up and we're taking them onto another destination in the Oslo area. I can't remember the exact name for this one, but we're going to just have a short journey and show you exactly how this coach DLC works, or coach modification should I say, and show you how incredible this is. Now, the first thing you probably notice is that the actual doors are already open on the coach, on the side of the coach just here, and I'm just going to close those because we can do everything with this coach. Absolutely incredible. It's going to rotate around, and you can see on the front of this incredible coach we've got the Next Level Sim number plate on there as well. And just looking to the side of this, you can see the incredible levels of detail, and all our passengers are loaded, ready for action. Diving inside of the coach, remember we've got the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 as well. Link in the video description to grab one of those with a 15% discount for a limited time only. If I rotate my head round, you can see that the detail in this is absolutely stunning. Really is, and everything works. Got the indicators, windscreen wipers, all the usual ones. But if I look down to my right hand side, you can see the doors opening there again. Absolutely amazing. And I'm going to close the door as well, and just in case it gets too hot in Oslo, wherever we are at the moment, I'm going to open this side window, which we can do as well. Now we can hear those beautiful birds singing. We're at a fuel station, beautiful mountains surrounding us here, as you can see, amazing skyboxes. And also we've got two beautiful ladies sat behind me here, absolutely enthusiastic and super thrilled to be here for the journey. Now without further ado, let's just drive on and see how this goes. So, the first thing you're going to notice is that we've got the real fuel stations here. We've got Esso, I mentioned that previously, and this is of course the real company billboards and fuel stations mod that's also linked in those mods that are in my video description. Now you've got to be super careful in this coach because the mirrors are a little bit weird. So you've got these rabbit style ears or mirrors, and of course we've got the Tobii Eye Tracker which is helping us. Beautiful view there through that mirror. But if I just ease in a little bit more than I probably would normally, because those mirrors are, even though you've got a concave one at the top, you've got the drop down one on the bottom there, they're a little bit more difficult to see through than your traditional truck ones. Now the other thing I've noticed when driving this coach, and it's really nice to drive, I've got to say it really is actually quite nice, is that you've got to be quite close to the actual center line, because it's just a very unique experience driving these. And I've certainly noticed, especially when going through areas like we're going to be going through now, like this tunnel area here, if you are not super tight to this inside line here, you do tend to sort of hit the wall in these. So I'm going to move across a little bit further than I would normally, perhaps in a truck here, just to make sure that that doesn't happen. But this is incredible, guys. It really is. And considering that this is, again, a mod that you can download, it's super detailed, super awesome to drive, and a really unique experience. Now, I'm not going to go super detailed into Euro Truck Simulator 2, because this is something that I'm going to do in a separate video. But in this example here, what we are using is paid modifications in full. So we have got in this Project Next Gen, we have got in this the other modifications that I mentioned previously that we were omitting from American Truck Simulator. But look at this, absolutely incredible. And it's super good fun just driving something different, because we've all driven Scanias and Volvos and all of those other things, and we've all delivered cargo, and I think this is just a really nice tribute really to what we've got coming from SCS with this incredible game. But all the modifications I mentioned previously, like we've got the real vehicles, DPD just going past there. I've got a lot more modifications in Euro Truck Simulator 2 than I do in American Truck Simulator. So in Euro Truck Simulator 2, I have 237 modifications running in this. I've got a lot of content. You can probably see from everything that's going past here. We are running the actual Snowymoon lighting improvements in this as well, and what I was talking about motion blur, you can probably see it a lot more profound in this if I look down to the left just there as well. Now, being in Europe with loads of tolls, loads of toll roads, and as you saw just then, we've got the actual fast pass, so we can just literally skip through those and we don't have to stop at barriers or anything else as well, which is also super cool. But Again, you know, it just looks incredible. Just looking up at the sky there, you can see. And another great thing about the coach, so you got this huge windscreen as well. So everything is really, really nice to have a leisurely jaunt around and just enjoy the scenery. So this is, of course, Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I just thought we'd drop this in just as something a little bit different, but really the guy to go to for coach modifications, as already mentioned, is Mo Skinner, and he's an incredible guy, super helpful. He has an X page as well, as do I, so if you do want to follow me on X, there's a link to my X channel in the video description as well, so please add me on there. That would be fantastic. But also add Mo as well. He's actually started up a new X channel as well. He's had a couple, and I do understand he's just basically started again with it, so any followers that you can add on Mo's X channel would obviously be appreciated as well. But he is the go-to man for bus and coach mods, and he also does some fantastic ETS2 truck skins as well, same as Paulie. So again, check him out and check out the links in the description, and also check him out in my Discord channel, and he's got his own section in there that I've dedicated to him, so he's going to be adding those in there, so you can obviously grab them directly linked from there as well. Thank you all so much for the likes, subscribe, shares and support. It truly means the world to me. But until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.